Are you counting down or what?
What's up?
Oh, okay.
Share the link. Someone.
Neo will not be joining us today.
What is he doing?
Said he's busy. All right. Welcome everyone to the 2021 NFLHC draft. Day 2, rounds 2 and 3 will be done today, and 4 through 7 tomorrow. Had a pretty interesting draft yesterday in the first round. A lot of people seem to be unhappy with their picks. A lot of people are mad at some trades that have happened, particularly the Jets are really pissed off at New England and Miami. But I think a couple of teams had some really good drafts. I really like what Pittsburgh did. And, I mean, obviously Washington, they kind of had an amazing quarterback fall right into their lap. So, who else do you think had a really good draft?
I don't know. I've been thinking about it all day, kind of. But Miami, I think, had a good trade up, which was worth their first round pick. It feels similar to Raheem, I think, for me. I also think that, yeah, Pittsburgh probably has potential with that pick. Colts had a pretty good pick. I like the Buccaneers taking Denoris Jackson with their 10th pick, but I really hated the 25th pick on Clayton. So I don't really know about that one. Other than that, I think most people kind of filled their... Oh, well, the Bengals, obviously, but we talked about that at length yesterday. So I won't really touch on that much more. I actually have cooled quite a bit on the Arizona draft. I think they kind of went for what they needed, which is fine, but the trade up doesn't really make too much sense for me for what they got for it. It just feels very... With 3 first-rounders, it feels very... whatever, like what they got. It's okay, I guess, but I feel like every single one of the picks was overdrafted.
I kind of agree. Especially Noah Hills. I think he's going to be a really good tight end, but 17 is kind of high for him, I think. And is that the highest drafted we've ever seen a tight end? I think it might be. I don't remember.
It's Danny Patrick is the other one.
Yeah, I know the other one was. I don't know how high he was drafted. I think it was in the 20s, but I could be wrong.
I think it was like 17. But it was there was less teams.
Yeah, that's true.
Let me look. I think it was 2016. Yeah, he was 17.
Oh, so it's exact
same spot. The Danny Patrick spot.
Well, let's hope for Arizona's sake he has a better career than Danny Patrick. Not that Danny Patrick's bad, but he just hasn't lived up to his draft position, in my opinion.
They drafted Danny Patrick because Scott Howard is garbage.
Yeah, that's the part that makes it like that whole situation really questionable. But I mean, we've talked about that. Oh yeah, Curtis Henry last year. When was he drafted? I think it was in the 20s though, because that was the Panthers and they were a playoff team. Unless they traded up.
I think.
I don't remember.
Let me look for that one as well. I think Henry was a little later. No, he's also 17.
Wow. 17 is the tight end pick, apparently.
Dang. So of the last 5 drafts, 3 times there's been a tight end taken at the spot.
That's pretty interesting.
That's pretty crazy.
All right, so there's a couple people that some of us feel should have gotten drafted in the first round, but didn't. What are your thoughts on those players? I'm thinking of the offensive tackles mainly.
Well,
Kevin Gray.
They're gonna go right away, I'm sure. Yeah, I mean Kevin Gray is probably the number one person who should have gone yesterday and didn't. But that's what always happens with this position.
Yeah, the Chargers do need some O-line help, so I wouldn't be surprised if they just take him in the first pick here. Yeah, with the Chargers, they did just trade one of their wide receivers, so they might be looking for a receiver here. I wouldn't be surprised. Well, we know that it's not going to be traded because Pump mentioned that he was ending negotiations at like 8 o'clock this morning, and the trade did not happen by then. So,
well, he was. I think he's not here today or something.
So Luna, your mic's off again.
I don't know how to fix this. I tried for a while today. I can't fix it. If it gets quiet, just assume it's off, and I'll notice 20 seconds later. I think it's some bug with the program, to be honest.
All right, we're coming up on 5 minutes. Another guy I think is going to go pretty highly in this round is Travion Howard, the free safety from USF, and probably Cameron Riley, the strong safety from Texas Tech.
Also,
those
Cameron
guys.
Whitney.
Yeah, Cameron Whitney as well. I like Riley a little more, but they're both pretty good. There's also a couple corners that might go somewhat highly here. Robert Bleeker. Some people had him projected as a first rounder. And then there's
it's Malachi Douglas after that, but the interesting thing to watch here is going to be Devin Little, the cornerback from Michigan. He's only a 77, but like everybody loved his combine, so.
Yeah, he's 5'9", 204, which is an odd combination. He's short but pretty buff, so.
He's the heaviest cornerback available, but he's also the shortest.
Yeah, it's an interesting combo.
Well, he's definitely a man coverage guy, but he's fast. What is he? We got 2 minutes until the draft is up. Just a general warning. This is totally bizarre, but we have a tropical storm coming over Florida like this evening, beginning this evening. And if my power goes out, I'll just let Alien take this on himself. I feel like there's like a 10% chance that I won't be here in 3 hours. We got the second and third round today, and what's the timer on the rounds? It's like 7 minutes and something, 7 and 5.
I think it's just 5 or something. Or yeah, it might be like 5 for each. I'm not sure.
I think it's 5 and 3 even. No, 3 is the later rounds. I don't know what it is. I think it's 5 and something. Yeah, anyway. We got 1 minute left. Hopefully the Chargers are here. And then we'll see what happens. So, what do we think this is? You said wide receiver. I still think it might be Kevin Gray. Honestly, somebody traded up for the spot, but I guess, yeah, he cut it off at 8 o'clock.
Well, I think it's probably going to be Kevin Gray, but they do need a receiver, but they have other picks that can maybe take one later. And I know they tried to sign Blake Pyle, but I believe the Bengals got him back. So they were in the market for a tackle, so they didn't get one. So I would not be surprised if they take one here.
Yeah, for sure. All right, 15 seconds till the Chargers are on the clock. And then hopefully we'll move kind of quickly. Chargers are now officially on the clock. Clock has started.
All right.
Yeah, it's 5 minutes. 6 minutes, actually. No, 5 minutes.
So hopefully, if you guys are planning on trading up or down, you get speed up because yesterday was pretty
painful.
Shit for that.
Yeah, I don't know what. Yesterday was like the most time I've ever seen wasted on like trades. It just took way too long. I don't know why exactly. Yeah, again, try to use the GM chat if you're going to use the on Discord if you're going to try to trade because it makes it a lot easier. At least to get the like initial stuff going, and then you can finish it on PMs. The Bears are currently trying to trade down from 36. So if you're looking to grab one of these tackles or safeties or wide receivers or whatever, Bears are looking.
Baltimore is looking to trade up, so maybe they have a partner there already.
Baltimore's looking, oh yeah, up. Okay. Pick is in with the 33rd overall pick of the 2021 NFL Draft. First pick of the second round, the Los Angeles Chargers select Justin Way, offensive tackle from Marshall. The Redskins are now on the clock.
Interesting. Maybe they value the versatility of Justin Way.
Again, I said this yesterday, but the versatility kind of dies when it comes into the NFL. Like, he's versatile now, but he'll be less and less versatile every year depending on where you stick him. And if you keep swapping him back and forth between offensive tackle and guard, he'll never develop.
Yeah. I love his name, by the way, for an offensive lineman. It's just perfect.
Justin the Way.
Yeah.
His last name is kind of weird. Oh, picks in. 34th pick, the Washington Redskins select Cameron Whitney, strong safety, Connecticut. The Bills are now on the clock.
Interesting. I didn't expect him to go before Riley, but I mean,
I think they're honestly. I think they're like which one you prefer. I think they're both pretty good.
One's man, one's zone. So I guess I prefer the man coverage safety.
I actually think this is a pretty good draft for the Redskins so far. They got Bowman, good strong safety. It's good stuff to build on in this garbage class, at least.
Yeah, I love safeties. So teams that don't like have good safeties don't really maybe don't understand. They're pretty important to a defense, even if they don't always make the stat sheet.
We got the Bills up. This could also be a safety, I think. Wait, no, they have Keyshawn, right?
Yeah, but he is retiring.
Oh, okay. So
close to retirement. Close to retirement. So I would expect them to draft somebody here. They did draft somebody last year, but I think he progressed, but I don't know if he's who they want long term.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I suspected this is going to be a safety then. Their O-line's actually pretty decent, I think.
Well, they have Mike Woods. I don't know who else they have, but it's that's a good, solid left tackle.
3 minutes left for the Bills. And then after that we have the Bears, who are trying to move down. The Vikings, the Jaguars for the first time, the Cardinals, and the Saints.
The Bills' interior line is actually kind of horrible. But they're
guards, really.
Yeah, the guards are... Maybe they take Jackson Gibson and put him at guard. They could also double dip on corner if they really want to.
like how Jumanji is like passively shitting on me in the shout box while I'm still correct. You had the like 27th ranked safeties when they were rookies. 28th ranked safeties. Just look. I think it was you win despite your safeties. Buffalo's got 2 minutes left.
Interesting about Buffalo, last night they traded for a tight end with me for Matt Thomas. So it's not really a need at this point for them.
Who's their old tight end?
I'll look it up.
Some unknown.
AJ Carter.
Oh, trade. The Browns have traded up with the Bills.
Interesting. I wonder.
The trade was.
Go for.
It was the Browns' 2nd and 4th rounders, 42 and 111, for the Bills' 35. The Browns, with the 35th pick, the Cleveland Browns have selected Kevin Gray, offensive tackle, USC. The Bears are now on the clock.
I'm not sure why they traded to that spot for Kevin Gray. Chicago obviously wasn't going to take a tackle because they just took. Oh wait, no, sorry. They probably would have. Never mind. I forgot they didn't get Beckham Miller.
Yeah,
they're actually kind of pissed off. I'm sure they're probably pissed off right now.
Well, I mean, they were trying to move down before anyway, but yeah, I'm surprised, honestly, that they were, because I feel like they would have just taken Kevin Gray. So actually, I think from Brown's perspective, that was a good trade up, because the Bears likely were going to take Gray. Right? I mean, that seems obvious to me.
I would think so, yeah.
So we got Bears, who are still, they're probably trying to trade down at the moment. And then we got Vikings, Jaguars, Cardinals, Saints, and Ravens. Ravens are trying to move up. So this might be maybe a Ravens-Bears trade, if there is one.
Yeah, well, they both were looking for something, so.
Similar, yeah.
I know the Ravens want a wide receiver. So if they're trying to trade up, who do you think they're going to take? Josiah McCray, maybe?
Yeah, well, actually, I don't know. It could be Burkhardt, honestly. Interesting here, just to talk about Gray a little bit. I think the pick was, at this point, it was such good value that it doesn't even matter like what your position is with O-line stuff. But Patriots are trying to trade up. So we got Patriots and Ravens moving up, Bears trying to move down. Patriots are offering like all kinds of picks. Bears have 2.5 minutes left, so that's clearly still from trade going on.
See, looking at the Bears, they need more interior line, I think, than... Yeah, they need a center.
Yeah, I think they're a bit unaligned with that one.
Well, the centers that are available, there's one that's a 79. I think it's a little bit of a reach. Maybe they're trying to trade back so they can...
I actually think that the worst, the like 77 centers all looked better in preseason stuff. I looked at those too. Apparently the Time is looking for his general manager, who was last seen partying at 1 a.m. Bears have 1 minute left, roughly.
You shouldn't have your draft party, like, between rounds. It's not a good idea.
I actually don't know what the Bears need. I've looked at their roster a bit, and I can't really... Yeah, I think center might be... Honestly, they could almost just go best value here.
They could also go for one of the strong. They could go for Cameron Riley. Their strong safety situation is not very good. Their free safety situation is okay. I like Alan Nemeth, but he's unhappy on the Bears, so I don't know why that is, but
maybe this is Damani Crump Jackson. Greatest of all time name. Rome is at a wedding on the shout box. Kansas City has traded up to the Bears with 30 seconds left.
Interesting. Kansas City going for
this is their number 46 and 110 for 36. It's almost exactly the same trade as the Cleveland trade a second ago.
Oh, they picked.
With the 36th pick, the Kansas City Chiefs select Cameron Riley, strong safety, Texas Tech. The Vikings are now on the clock.
I like that pick for. I'm not sure what their situation. I think they had a pretty shitty strong safety.
I'm surprised it. Well, I guess I guess they needed to trade up.
Yeah, they had Mark Brown, who's a 6th-year player, 79.
I don't know who that is.
Near retirement, and they also had Myron Loud at 75. So that's a really good pick for them. Smart move to trade up for KC there.
Yeah, that's a good trade, I think. All right, I'm just gonna keep hyping up like Damani Crump Jackson. Now that Kevin Gray's gone, I'm going for the all name. Oh, trade up. The Ravens have traded up with the Vikings. Damn, we got an active morning going on here.
Yeah, this is a really trade-heavy draft.
Out of nowhere, like the top wasn't trade-heavy at all. What do the Ravens need?
Wide receiver. That's what they've been trying to get. I don't know if that's what they are trading up for, but
picks in. With the 37th pick of the 2021 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Travion Howard, free safety, USF. Now I'm on the clock.
All right. I did not expect them to take a free safety. Looking at their roster, defense is like not really what they need, but
didn't they want to quell Moore yesterday? Or am I imagining?
No, that was the Giants.
No, I said didn't they want to quell Moore?
Oh, I don't know. Their free safety is Daniels.
Oh, isn't that the
Dwayne
guy?
Harden.
Oh.
I guess. Yeah. I was thinking of Adam Newman. I didn't realize he was a strong safety. I guess it's a good pick for them. Jaguars, I think, might be going for Crump Jackson because Slim loves that guy's name. One thing I'm not sure about with Baltimore is their strategy of building completely on defense and pretty much ignoring offense except for the quarterback is going to bite them in the ass eventually.
Yeah, they never take offense. It's pretty crazy.
Especially when you spend a first-round pick on a quarterback a year ago. You kind of got to do something to help them out.
My pick's in. With 38th pick, Jacksonville Jaguars select Damian Norman, outside linebacker, Illinois. Cardinals are now on the clock.
Well, I didn't even realize that guy was still around, to be honest.
I think he's alright.
I didn't like him very much
Well,
based on his combine and pro day, but
he's a coverage outside linebacker. I have both my outside linebackers are old as shit. I have Jeff Williams, who's been on the Jaguars forever, and nobody's probably heard of his name. And I have Donnie Bavaro, who I got last year from Alien, who's okay. I just like they're both in their 7th year, so he can develop.
yeah.
I'm not gonna be starting him anytime soon. McGill just said, "I hate Saluna." I don't. Whatever.
Arizona with their 4th pick of this draft on the clock.
That's fucking crazy. Oh, apparently the Cardinals wanted both Norman and Travion Howard.
The pick is in.
With the 39th pick, the Arizona Cardinals select Damani Crump Jackson, free safety, Colorado State. Saints are now on the clock.
I like that pick. I had in my mock. I mocked Sequel more to them because they have that free safety that was on Miami for a long time, but he's always injured.
Oh yeah, Richie Beasley. Oh my god.
Yeah,
dude's a fucking like.
He's like injured.
He might be like the most injured person in the sim history. Like he's fucking. He's gonna be a cripple in like 3 years. I think he tore his ACL. His when I was on the Dolphins, he tore his ACL, Achilles, and like broke his leg once.
Yeah. So he's in his 6th year, and with that injury history, who knows what's going to happen? I like them trying to get somebody to replace him with that pick.
I'm honestly surprised that he's in his he has 6 years of experience. I feel like that's kind of impressive for how often he's been injured.
Yeah, New Orleans is on the clock. I expect a corner here, probably.
Well, it sounded like they wanted an outside linebacker.
That's true, but I don't like Nathaniel Jeffries at all. I think he's almost undraftable.
Yeah, I didn't like him either.
5'11" outside linebacker. Are you kidding me? And like he's 253 pounds. He's like a defensive lineman, but he's like 5'11". Like what?
That's very weird.
I don't like that guy at all. And I think any of these other guys can be kind of a reach. I think they go. I think they go Bleeker here. I think they need a corner really badly, and Bleeker at this spot is not a bad pick.
I actually considered Bleeker for me, but I have too many like mediocre corners. Oh, picks in. The 40th pick, the New Orleans Saints select Damian Mason, offensive tackle, Tennessee. The Vikings are now on the clock. Do they need an offensive tackle?
I think their O-line is pretty good, but it's like they got injured so much last year. Maybe they're trying to just get some insurance so they have better backup.
I feel like Mason's everything, like his combine and pro day and stuff, are all kind of terrible. But maybe as like an insurance thing, he's okay.
They have Broderick White and Wesley Dawkins as tackles, and then they have.
Are they both super old?
White is 6 years, Dawkins 4, and then they also have an 83, who's a 3-year vet.
Okay.
So it's not exactly a huge need, but I actually liked Mason. I was considering drafting him with my pick at 31, but obviously I didn't pull the trigger on that.
Weird to draft a 4th offensive tackle in the 2nd round. Oh, Neo says Devereaux was the most sacked quarterback last year. And he just value.
Well, that's because they had so many injuries on the O-line.
Well,
like, they were totally devastated.
They also threw it like 50 times a game, so there's like some bias there as well. But yeah, I guess the value. I mean, if you had nothing else you wanted to draft, then I guess it's not terrible.
Minnesota, they also need a corner. Bleeker here would make sense.
All right, Bleeker's the next hype man. It's about to get Bleeker time. Picks in, I think. Yeah. With the 41st pick, the Minnesota Vikings select Robert Bleeker, cornerback, Arkansas. The Bills are now on the clock. God damn it! They need a new hype man like every 2 picks.
This always happens in the later rounds. People don't know who to draft. So they're like,
oh, they picked it before we have like a 40-second delay or something. Gravy's insulting Jumbo in the shout bar.
Buffalo on the clock again. I wonder if they trade again.
We're already a third of the way through the second round. This is going to be a short day.
I wonder if maybe Buffalo is considering Harley here. I know neither of us are really high on him, but their starting inside linebacker, Mike Bledsoe, is considered retirement. And the drop-off on inside linebackers, rating-wise, pretty big. There's 81 Jamal Harley, and then the next one's a 77. So it's a pretty big drop-off. He might not be amazing, but they kind of need that. So
Neo in the shout box said that they were going to take Cameron Riley, so I guess they are giving up on that Corey Davis guy.
Maybe. They did bench him last year, so.
Wasn't he a first round pick? Or a second?
I think he might have been, yeah.
So Bills, Titans, Texans, Giants, Bears, Browns. Is there any team that hasn't drafted yet? I think I was the last one. Wait, have the
Panthers have not drafted.
Yeah. Okay.
I think they don't draft till the third round.
Picks in. The 42nd pick, the Buffalo Bills select Nico Renner, offensive tackle, Michigan. The Titans are now on the clock. I thought offensive tackle was the one thing that they don't need. I thought they need a guard and center.
Yeah, they do need a guard. Their other offensive tackle is Robert Barraza, who is a 6th-year vet, 84, and he's been injured like 3 times. So I'm not actually that surprised they're trying to replace him.
Apparently the Rams have not drafted either. They traded down with Pittsburgh yesterday. Titans.
Tennessee on the clock again.
I think this is a defensive tackle. Oh, I know who my new hype man is. Best offensive tackle in the nation, Ben Good.
He was going to be an 83, but it was like a typo.
He was good, yeah. There was like nothing. That was like the most unfounded statement in the history of the site. Ben Good is going to be a top 5 pick like 3 years ago. With the 43rd overall pick, the Tennessee Titans select Haston Ryder, defensive end, or tight end, Baylor. The Texans are now on the clock.
Well, they need a tight end for Wheeler. Not super high on that guy, but I mean, it's pretty good value, I think, for second round, an 81 tight end.
That guy's development was really weird. Like when Tabor was still there, he was awful, and then he like slowly started to improve. That's all I know about him. I'm assuming he's probably got like 10 touchdowns or something. But Bubata says they drafted a defensive tackle in the second last year, and he went plus 2. Jumbo says Ben Good's going to be a future #1 overall pick. With the 44th pick, the Houston Texans select Shane Brinkley, cornerback, Minnesota. I was like trying to get this guy in the 3rd round. This seems excessively early. I think he might be okay, but he's now the first 70 anything that's been taken, I think, and he's a 78.
Yeah, he is actually.
That's
That's
crazy.
questionable.
Like, I think he's probably good, but I think it's like total overdraft. He's also kind of short, which is a bit of a problem. Giants are on the clock. And then it's Bears, Browns. Oh, Seahawks. We've not seen them either. Seahawks, and then Rams, and then Dolphins. So, a bunch of teams that we haven't seen yet coming up. Cade says that Brinkley's a manlet. I guess, yeah, if he's a nickel, he's an okay nickel, I think, but he's man coverage.
Who's up? The Giants.
Yeah, they took DeQuell Moore in the first. We should probably start mentioning like what people took in the past. DeQuell Moore, free safety, was their first pick.
I think they're gonna take a fullback here.
Shut up. I think they're going kicker. They had Stanley the Brewster. The interesting thing about the kickers will be to me whether you take the 82 FCS kicker or the 80 overall Penn State kicker who fucking hit like 55s like nothing.
Yeah, I think that's interesting too. But I feel like no one's gonna draft him in the second, maybe in the third.
The Bills have said Nico Renner is the only guy I'm excited about taking so far. I actually had Nico he fell from like a first rounder to a third rounder on my board because his pro day was garbo. Pick is what? With the 45th overall pick, the Giants select Setu Seau, center, SDSU, 77 overall. Bears are now on the clock.
The guy had a really good pro day, but that's still a way overdraft, I think.
The pro day is the thing with the most variance. Like there's there's literally a random number built into it.
$77 taken in the second round. That's.
I think this might be the first time ever, actually. It didn't happen last year. It didn't happen the year before. It didn't happen the year before that. Interesting. Bears are up. I think this is the second time the Bears are up.
They didn't. Did they pick their?
No, they
traded
traded
down
with Chiefs, I think, or Ravens or something. Chiefs. Oh, it did happen last year. Jeremy Starks, who I've never heard of. Cornerback. Inspiral says, please keep taking 77s. Oh, Giants apparently were trying to trade down and then couldn't find a partner, so they just took the person they wanted. That gives some idea of what's going on there. Are Bears trying to trade down again? Browns are trying to trade down from 47, which is the next pick? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we've hit another dead spot in terms of value. I'm looking through like the entire board. I'm not really sold on anything here. Who do you think takes Daniel Hutchins? Does he get drafted?
I think somebody will take a shot on him in like the third, maybe fourth round. I don't like him at all.
I guarantee this is gonna be one of those things where they take them in the third or the fifth. Everybody shits on them, and they're gonna be like, "Well, it's not really it's like a risk-free value pick. If he works out good, if he doesn't, whatever." When the guy's like 95% chance of being garbage. It's also known as drafting the fucking Heisman quarterback after you picked another quarterback in the same draft. And you already have an established top 10 quarterback.
Yeah, I don't know who Chicago's going to take here. They definitely don't need much offensively. Defense is pretty thin right now, though.
Jumbo says, I'm going to take Daniel Hutchins in the third.
He'll be the new, what's that guy they drafted that they hated? That brought it back.
Who?
They fucking kept trying, I don't know, he's like some guy from some back school.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Bears time's about to run up.
Looking at Emmanuel Fields. He'll be the new Emmanuel Fields.
Oh, yeah. Alright, Penn State, just to point out, is just absolutely demolishing Ohio State now. So, get fucked, Ohio. Bears got 45 seconds left. If the Bears run out, we got Browns ready to snipe. Or this, I wonder if the Seahawks are even online for their pick. I don't see them ever. It's like the silent group.
Yeah, it's Lambeau Throne, and I think that's it right now.
I think it's it, yeah.
Because Tuscan left.
I think it is just Lambeau. It used to be Writing Waffle, and they've cycled through like 5 coaches in 4 years.
Chicago taking up all that time again.
Picks in with 4 seconds left. 46th overall pick. Chicago selects Marcus Waterman, offensive tackle, Buffalo. The Browns are now on the clock.
That O-line run.
This is a crazy amount of tackles. I'm surprised he didn't take Ben Good. I guess he doesn't like him. Like, honestly, why would you not just... Whatever. You at least know how to use them. Oh, well, Ben Good's pass blocking. And they took the run blocking guy from Mohammed, I guess. So it doesn't even sound like a competition anymore. I think Mohammed Foster's just going to start. Or at least he's going to grow with these people.
Yeah. I mean, their O-line before was nothing really special. They had an 87 sixth-year vet pass blocking, and Fred Huber, who I know they are extremely disappointed in, 3-year vet 82. They have a 4-year vet 81. So not exactly an all-star group there.
Taffy owner has showed up to the draft 40 minutes late. 2 picks before he goes.
Cleveland picking here. I honestly think Cleveland should think about drafting another wide receiver because Ty Miller is basically just doing it by himself over there in Cleveland. They have fucking Rayleigh Marconi. He's fucking old.
Who's their second?
Yeah.
I remember I yelled at them last year for dropping Marconi to 3rd.
I don't know who was second on the depth chart. Maybe it was Kevin McCullen, 78. He was a second-year player. Or he was a second. 2-year experience player.
That's not great. I just realized that the Bengals don't have a second rounder, by the way. I don't know what they traded it for. Yeah, Storm's confirmed that Good is just not a good fit or whatever. Oh, it's Mitchell is their second wide receiver. Dude's garbage. McCullen's their 4th. Oh, so they switched back to Marconi at 2nd, so I was proved right. Feels good. They must have... I think they traded for Mitchell with like a 2nd or 3rd round. That was from the Bills? Bucks are trying to move up. I guess they don't have a second rounder. Browns got a minute and a half left. Suddenly everyone's taking the full time again.
When people don't like their options, they take a lot of time to think about it. I can also see Cleveland maybe going for Jamal Patton, defensive end from Purdue.
I don't like Patton.
Not sure if they run a 4-3 or 3-4 though. He seems like more of a 3-4 kind of guy.
Yeah, he does actually. Dude, the Vikings have a ridiculous amount of picks. They had 2 in the second, 3 in the third, 2 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth, 2 in the sixth. What a shitty draft to have that many picks in.
I think I have 10 picks left.
The Patriots have 3/4. The Vikings have picked 3 times already, and they have 10 more. Cleveland's about to expire the clock. 20 seconds left. Oh, picks in. With the 47th overall pick, the Cleveland Browns select Dean Burkhardt, wide receiver, SMU. The Seahawks are now on the clock.
I hate that pick.
You know this better than I do. I didn't play against him, so I won't say anything.
He had a really good year in 2019, and then 2020, he was a junior, completely fell off a cliff, and then declared early for some reason. So I don't know why he declared early. His pro day was terrible. His combine wasn't good.
Well, he got drafted in the second round, so he made the right decision, I guess.
Well, if he stayed another year, he might have been able to move himself up to first round status, but.
Time mentioned him, and then immediately he was drafted. Picks in. With the 48th pick, the Seattle Seahawks select Leon Slack, offensive guard, Wisconsin. The Rams are now on the clock.
Not surprising considering their free agency. They lost a guard, I believe.
They lost their tackle, Walter Adair.
Oh yeah, I think it was the Rams who lost their guard, I think.
Panthers are trying to move into the second. We're actually approaching the end of the second. We only got 14 more, I think. Jets are trying to move down.
Yeah, we're roughly halfway through the second. Yeah, the Rams picked twice this round, so. A lot of people trying to trade.
I was just reading some trade stuff. That's what I was selling.
The Rams don't really need a whole lot, so anything they pick would probably be good for depth for them. I mean, maybe they're one of the teams that'll take a chance on a running back because they kind of don't have a great one, but I don't think Hutchins is worth it here.
I think Jamal Patton is my new hype guy. Jamal Patton would be a solid defensive end for anyone. And Spiral's texting me pictures of Jamal Patton. They have the meme font on them that just says, please. Rams are about to... 1.5 minutes left. With the 49th pick, the Los Angeles Rams select Jonathan Greer, tight end, Virginia. The Dolphins are now on the clock.
I kind of liked that guy. Tight end is something they haven't really had a great player at. They have Jamal Hawkins, I believe, and he's just so-so. This is a blocking tight end, so he's probably going to be their second tight end, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Especially since they're a mostly pass offense. Miami's on the clock.
This I'm more interested in what they do.
I think Miami might go Patton here.
That would be such a Will Fuller pick, but I like Patton. Patton would be a good defensive end for any team. Never forget Will Fuller. What stupid team has him now? I don't remember.
It could also be one of these outside linebackers if they like one, because they did let go of their Pro Bowler from last year.
Oh, yeah. Where did he end up?
I think, I don't know.
That hurts me inside because it took me like 5 years to find a Pro Bowl outside linebacker in Miami.
Well, you found one. He just wasn't Pro Bowl while you were there.
And Spiral says, choose Patton. Yeah. I think that, honestly, Patton might be a pretty decent defensive end for some team.
What the fuck was that? Shoot.
After this, we got the Eagles, Falcons, Broncos, 49ers, and the Colts. Who's the best available player right now?
Probably Patton, right? No, actually, it's I think available is Shawan Halsey from Virginia, the tackle. He's an 81. He's still on the board.
I think he had like shitty everything. I actually think that Ben Good is probably the best available player, or Joel Snow. Bryant went to the Chargers.
Pick is in.
So he's going to be opposite Shane Easley. With the 50th pick, the Miami Dolphins select Ben Good, offensive tackle, Kansas. The Eagles are now on the clock. So they have... So let me get this straight. The 4-3 Chargers have 2 blitzing outside linebackers on their team. Right.
Yeah, that's pretty questionable. My tight ends are just going to destroy them.
That's gonna be enjoy giving up 200 yards a game to tight ends.
The AFC West might have the best tight ends in all like the divisions too. I mean, obviously they don't play against Scott Howard, but they have Brian Gary, Spec Davidson, and
Oh yeah, damn.
Denver has one that's good too. He's not quite as good as those guys.
Oh, Darren Jones.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty shitty. Isn't Tunch a mic too? What are they doing? They have no coverage linebackers. None. The Miami Dolphins have selected number 1 overall pick Ben Good at number 50.
Let's see, what does Philly need? They drafted a running back already.
I think they need O-line. It works good with everything, and their team is still kind of shedding its expansion team players. They still got a few, I think. Their safeties are not great, but their secondary has a shitload of interceptions for some reason.
Yeah, that's kind of weird how they had so many.
I think that's probably very fluky and won't happen again next year, so... Cade says, Chargers running the blitz everyone and hope the quarterback has a noodle arm. They better hope the quarterbacks have a noodle arm. Fortunately, the AFC quarterbacks, or the AFC West quarterbacks are pretty shit, like Nick Hall. Fucking, there won't be a Nick Hall comeback meme when you're winning by 40 going into halftime. Alright, for some strange reason, the draft is extremely slowed.
I think people just don't want to pick these players. Maybe we should just end the draft. Back next year, guys.
Can't draft cancel this year. Go in UDFA, everyone else. Like, the first 10 picks took 25 minutes, and then the next 10 have taken 30. Eagles timer is running out soon. With the 51st pick, the Philadelphia Eagles select Travaris Jackson, cornerback, Eastern Washington. Falcons are now on the clock. I had actually considered taking this guy with my pick, but first of all, I have an Eastern Washington player, which makes me uncomfortable to have two. And I don't know anything about him, so it's scary.
Yeah, I didn't really like his pro day, but I was not. I did not think he would be drafted this highly.
He's gonna learn from our favorite cornerback, so. Everyone is contemplating drafting Jamal Patton, but for some reason decided to pick someone else at the last minute. Don't miss out. Jackson is apparently their fourth cornerback this year, so that's, I guess.
I have I already have a Purdue defensive end, so maybe I should draft him.
Isn't he also bad?
Yeah,
Doesn't he also start with a J, like Jamal or something? Or what the hell's his name?
I don't even know.
You don't know your defensive end's name?
Well, he's not a starter, and he never has been.
What do you call him in practice? Just like,
yeah, I think it's Adam Williams. Yeah, he's 6'8" though.
Holy shit! I heard a rumor that if somebody takes Daniel Hutchins in the second, third, or fourth round, Dean will eat a sock. And Spiral said, "Oh my God, kill me! Now I love Adam Williams. Adam Williams, greatest of all time Purdue defensive end."
Well, he's never really started for me. I think maybe he did for a little while, maybe 1 year, but my defensive ends have always been shit, so.
Laser Cats is hyping up Daniel Hutchins. Dean has confirmed that he will indeed eat a sock. Atlanta has selected, with the 52nd pick, has selected Jackson Gibson, offensive tackle, Auburn. The Broncos are now on the clock.
2 offensive linemen for Atlanta. 2 picks.
The first pick was the guard in the first round.
Yep, and this could also be a guard, but could be a tackle.
Is this all made to like fix Jefferson, or is it more for Akili?
I would think it's more for Akili.
Are they run?
They're more.
They are run blocking. I feel like Atlanta should try like a predominantly run-based offense and see what happens.
Well, with that defense, it would make sense because you get the team on a 3 and out or a short drive. You just run the ball down their throats. You're gonna eat up a lot of clock, and they're not gonna have much of a chance.
Apparently, he won't eat a sock for Daniel Hutchins because you can't make a sock-related name out of his name. So how about we go with Daniel Hutchins and you're eating a bowler? I'm having someone eat an article of clothing before this draft is over. It's not making it worthwhile. Daniel Sockins. We've reached peak fucking stupidness of the draft already. We got Broncos, 49ers, Colts, Lions, Ravens, Seahawks again, actually, so I don't know where that second pick came from. Oh, was that the... I don't know, actually. Was that an Arizona pick or something? Where did that come from? No, it wasn't Arizona. They traded the other way around. The Texans will eat a pair of edible underwear if someone gives them a third-round pick. Is Iowa State currently beating TCU? Will we see danger swing from the rafters tonight?
Yeah, I don't really have much to say about Denver. They're drafted a defensive end first round. Their O-line is like really solid. Their wide receivers are pretty solid.
A lot of their positions, I feel like, are it's like a slightly upgraded version of the Redskins, where like I can't name anyone, and they feel very average.
Yeah, maybe they'll take Christopher Malone, strong safety. They don't. As far as I know, that might be one of their weaker positions.
The man with 1 interception his entire college career.
Well, maybe he's more of a run stopper.
Yeah, I think that's actually what the case is.
Because their strong safety Jonathan Parker is a 7-year vet. He is happy. He's only an 84 though.
That's
so it would make sense to draft a young guy here. They do have some young guys, but they're not very highly rated.
Denver's time's about to run out. 49ers, get ready. This is actually incredible how much... I can't believe people are taking the full time for these picks.
They could also use some outside linebacker help, but these guys here are not really worth them.
Oh, I know what I'm hyping up next. Luke Trickett and maybe Oates too, or McConnell. There's a bunch of like solid-ish quarterbacks maybe coming soon.
What about Garland?
I don't. Well, he just threw 3 picks in the bowl, so.
Well, it was a brand new coach. He is kind of a man-look, though.
Christopher Malone was a part of the stellar defense that held West Virginia to 49 in the conference championship game. With the 53rd pick, Denver Broncos select Emmanuel Serrano, defensive tackle, Stanford. The 49ers are now on the clock.
I don't really like that. I feel like the defensive tackles in this class are total ass after.
Don't they have Michael Carroll?
Yes, they do.
So I don't get this pick.
It's that guy's a 2 gap, right? Carroll's a 1 gap, and yeah, it seems like they run a 4-3. All of their defensive tackles are 2 gaps or 1 gaps. So, not sure what the fit is there for them. Maybe they just want the depth. Yeah, I'm not really sure.
A bunch of people said Serrano had a really good pro day.
Maybe. I wasn't really looking at his pro day, to be honest. So I don't really see the scheme fit for him.
Niners are down to half their time left. Somebody's like angle grinding metal outside my door. I need to go investigate this in a second. It's so loud. Hold on a second.
So still not picking. I wonder if they're trying to trade this. Oh yeah, they are interested in trading back, according to Laser Cats.
Neighbor's just cutting fence pieces for some reason.
Oh, Carolina traded up.
They've selected Joseph Bynum, defensive tackle from Oregon.
Terrible pick. Terrible pick. That guy is total ass.
Yeah, I think it's an awful pick.
This might be the worst pick of the draft so far, in my opinion.
I had a 4th round grade on him. He's just gonna say haters. I guarantee it.
It's that Cade Oregon connection, I guess. Maybe he's higher on him than other people, but he didn't even do anything at Oregon from what I saw. Colts drafted Hudson Adam the first round. They still need a running back, but I don't think they would take Hutchins here. Doesn't really seem like a fit with them, in my opinion. One running back who I think might fit with them, even though it would be kind of a reach here, is Isaac Wilson.
Wow, San Francisco for that trade with the Panthers got both their third rounders.
Yeah, Carolina didn't have a second, so. Hagan thinks he's smart because all of his players are 80 plus. That's not even impressive.
Well, he's relatively new to the site, so I'll forgive him for thinking that that's a good thing necessarily.
Oh, looks like the pick is in. Detroit is on the clock.
The Colts have selected Malachi Douglas, cornerback from Clemson. The Lions are on the clock.
Oh, picking your own player.
Is this like what happens in the 6th round usually?
They don't really need a cornerback, but I see it's probably going to be like that third. I liked him a little bit. I was considering taking him at my pick, but yeah. I don't really like man coverage guys, but... Oh, wait, is he this?
Zone.
No, he's a zone. My bad. Yeah. Yeah, Malachi Douglas, Clemson to Emperor of Orange. Gonna keep coaching that dude. He had a lot of picks the year that Marquise Reed was still around. I don't know. I didn't really look at his stats this year, but Clemson was not that great this year. I mean, they still were pretty good, but.
Lions, actually, I was actually kind of excited about what they do here. They're my Super Bowl favorite for next year, so I think with a solid pick here, they could really do it.
This is the year, Detroit.
They just cut a bunch of dead weight with Kafka, so I think this is like their time. Colts are trying to move up. Colts now have 2 Clemson cornerbacks. Detroit will probably take Jamal Patton since they can't beat me, so they might as well take my players. I feel like that's exactly what Detroit does in real life, so that's funny.
I think Detroit might take a wide receiver here. They took one in the first last year, but their other receivers are just not very good. And the count, he kind of had a down year, I think, compared to previous years. So maybe they want to get him even more help. Ever since they got rid of, did they have, was it Faneca that they had?
Well, we know who has him now.
Yeah, but they used, ever since then, he's not been quite the same quarterback, I feel like. Has there even been... I don't think there has been a wide receiver taken this round. Oh, Dean Burkhardt. That's it. There was 3 taken at the end of the first, and then only 1 taken in the second so far.
Lions are taking the full time. Picks in. The Detroit Lions have selected Emory Johnson to tight end, Northern Illinois. The Ravens are now on the clock. Did they lose Fasani?
No, but I know they were trying to trade him. I don't think they had
I don't
anybody.
really like Emery Johnson.
They didn't have any partners for trading, though. I know for a fact, because they were one of the people I was talking about. They wanted to trade for Matt Thomas, but I was like, I'm not going to trade him unless he's going to be a starter. And then they never traded Fasani, so I just didn't even consider trading to them because of that. Yeah, I don't know about Emery Johnson. I didn't like him very much either. He's huge, he's 6'5", 255, but he didn't seem like that great of a player to me. Baltimore's on the clock again.
We got Baltimore Seahawks again, the Rams, the Cowboys, Jets, and New Orleans. And then after that, I guess it's Las Vegas and Green Bay.
Oh, Seattle's on the clock, so it means they made a pick.
With the 57th pick, the Baltimore Ravens select Mendy Chaney, offensive tackle, Wisconsin. The Seahawks are now on the clock.
It's an early deck. I didn't really like him that much, but maybe he's just a little inexperienced. Seattle picking again. Wonder what they go here. They could probably use some wide receivers. Oh, they picked already. Good job, Seattle. Yeah, I was thinking that would make sense for them, so it's not surprising. It's actually kind of surprising McCray fell this far. Yeah. I liked him better than Burkhardt. I liked him about the same as Adam Coles, to be honest. And he went a lot farther up, obviously. Rams are on the clock. Talked about them a little before. They took a tight end just a little while ago. Guess they probably. I would guess they'd probably go for something defensively depth here, or maybe offensive tackle depth. It's not a whole lot of value at the moment, I feel like.
Yeah, I don't know. Depends.
Maybe maybe we see Luke Trickett go pretty soon. He's 77, but A lot of people need some backup quarterbacks.
I got Byron Harper. The second round's ending in like 5 picks. Just FYI. Wow, Mendy Chaney's the first ever early declaration from Wisconsin. What? That's crazy.
Probably gonna have another one next year, I imagine. Looking their running back is really good. It's already a 5'5" junior.
That seems totally absurd to me. The Rams have 1.5 minutes left. The Patriots are trying to move up, apparently, from 69. Nice. Trade coming in for the Falcons pick. Oh wait, no, never mind. This was earlier. Or what is this? This is a failed pick or something? It was the Falcons trading up for Baltimore's pick.
Oh yeah, Dactor said in the shout box earlier that they had confirmed a trade, and then Atlanta decided at the last minute not to do it. That's why. Sorry.
That's douchey. The Rams have selected Shawan Halsey, offensive tackle, Virginia. The Cowboys are now on the clock. God damn, I hope you don't need offensive tackles because it's a fucking wasteland. Joel Snow, and then nothing. I actually kind of like Cayuga Camus from Houston. There's only 2 more that went to the... No, 3 more that went to the Combine. Joel Snow, Paul Myers, and Cayuga Camus. Myers did not look good.
Yeah, there's been, how many taken in the second round here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 taken in the second round. I think people just are loading up on O-line because they don't like any of the other positions right now.
I don't really think it's necessarily a bad thing, though. It's always good to draft a sure thing, like in a weak year, like Eric Fisher in 2013.
Well, Eric Fisher, not the greatest OT, but
I know.
that draft was fucking horrible.
With the 60th pick, the Dallas Cowboys have selected Nicholas Gleason, defensive tackle, Army. The Jets are now on the clock. Why did they spend so many picks on defensive linemen, it feels like? Oh, they had Sean Bowers retire.
And then they traded for Kendall Hill.
Then why did they draft this guy?
Well, they only had one other DT on the roster, so
Are they
that's
three?
probably why.
I think they were 3-4 though, right? I guess it's insurance.
The Jets are on the clock. They took Adam Coles. So
Somebody said, why are there people named Mendy? Mendy's a common Jewish first name. Sounds like the name of a medicine woman from rural Pennsylvania in 1672.
well, this is the class I think that
This
has
is
all
the
the
Jew
Jewish
class,
names. We have Benjamin Schuler.
That's not a
later.
Jewish name, it's a German name.
Schuler. I think
It's literally a German word. Like it's like
yeah, I
one of the
guess.
most.
He seems like, I don't know, he seemed Jewish to me. What is the punter you had?
He seemed Jewish. What does he do that's Jewish?
What was that punter that we had?
Oh, he's on my team. Shlomo McCracken. The Scots Jewish guy. His name got changed to Sean. Oi, Mendy. Fittingly, the Jets are now on the clock. Colts are still trying to move up. Saints are trying to move up. Patriots are trying to move up. 49ers? No, that was earlier.
Maybe they go strong safety here. Or maybe they take a chance on Jamal Harley. They did lose Zion Adakwa. And
I really dislike Harley.
I know, but the drop off at linebackers is so huge.
They should take Luke Trickett. Actually, they should take Grant McConnell.
Yeah, keep the pit players rolling. They already have a
Or
pit
Jamal
backup.
Patton. Snipe Jamal Patton before Inspiral gets him at 64.
They already have James Dale. They need McConnell too.
His name's not Dale, it's Dale. Oh, picks in. With the 61st pick, the Jets select Joel Snow, offensive tackle, Michigan State. Saints on the clock. It's a good pick. That is a crazy value at this point. Also, what is this offensive tackle run? Good lord. That's like 6 offensive tackle in the last 10 picks? 11 picks?
There's been like 9 in the second round, I believe now. New Orleans, did they trade for this pick? I guess they must have.
Sorry, I'm trying to finalize my Halloween costume. It's just side draft things. I'm going as the Browns. It's the scariest shit I could think of. I'm just gonna wear the quarterback jersey with 50 names on it. Oh, this is the apparently this is a pick from Skip Gibson. Skip Gibson.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I don't think that was worth it.
What an awful trade! Holy shit!
Fucking Dean is gonna defend it in shot box now.
I bet they take fucking Kirshner McGowan here. What a fucking awful trade, actually. Now that I know what they got.
Alright, pick is in.
With the 62nd pick, the New Orleans Saints select Devin Little, cornerback, Michigan. Raiders are now on the clock. Okay, so they gave up on Styles to take a worse version of Styles in the next draft.
Fucking interface is slow as fuck right now. People need to get off it if you're not picking.
I just realized I haven't updated the draft overlay in like an hour. It's not relevant anymore. Oh yeah, you're on. I was like, how did you know that it's so slow? But it's your turn. I know Styles was 2 drafts ago, but they gave up on him last year.
pick is in.
Obviously, somebody named Zion Evans is going to the Jets. The 63rd pick, the Las Vegas Raiders select Cayuga Camus, offensive tackle, Houston. Fuck you. The Packers are now on the clock. It's the only other person I liked.
Well, I didn't expect like 10 offensive tackles to go before my pick, so he's like the only one left I liked as well.
The rest of the O-line stuff is like actual garbage. I'm not like, this is almost like undraftable shit. Jeremy Summers, maybe. Sounded like that's what the Patriots were trying to trade up for.
I was actually considering Cayuga Camus and Devin Little, and they made the choice easy for me.
Jamal is going to the Packers, I think. Wait. Spiral just said, Jamal, it's not you, it's me.
Yeah, I don't really need a fourth string defensive end, or maybe I would have taken it.
Hot take, next year's Purdue draft meme will be Matt Jones. Every year, there's one Purdue player that gets, like, total meme status.
Except Matt Jones is actually good.
So he tears his ACL next year. Last year there was an 80 O tackle got taken in the 4th.
Up the pick is in.
With the 64th pick, the Green Bay Packers select Jamal Harley, inside linebacker, Illinois. The Chargers are now on the clock. Well, I mean, I don't really like the player, but at 64, wasn't he? He was mocked like in the teens.
I don't think I had him in the first round. If I did, it might have been before the combine or before the pro days got released. Because I didn't like him at all.
I think somebody had him mocked in the first round. Like, I'm fairly certain. The draft website is dead. Like, I can't refresh. Oh, picks in. 65, the Los Angeles Chargers select Austin Shepard, cornerback, Penn State. Redskins are now up. Here goes the cornerbacks.
That was the last one that was invited to the combine.
He was alright for me. I think he's like a career second string corner. Oh, I do like the guy from SDSU. He has an awesome name. Oh, and the Central Michigan guy. Rashawn Loftus and Ashawn Ellison. Those are both cool. And Miles Gray. There's a bunch of good college cornerbacks. Jabari Thorpe, Patrick Chaney, Timothy Parks. They've all been pretty decent.
The Temple guy is really bad. You shouldn't draft him. He had like 3 picks in 4 years.
Never trust a person with 2 first names. Yeah, Harley likely would have been the last person in the green room, I think.
Washington's up. They have I guess one of the better drafts that
picks in. With the 66th pick, the Washington Redskins select Nathaniel Jeffries, outside linebacker, Tennessee. Bills are now up.
This guy is total ass. You should not have drafted him.
He is really bad. He's really fucking bad.
I take that back. Washington, you done fucked up.
I started laughing because as soon as you said that, I saw that name and I was like, oh man. That dude is really fucking bad. With the 67th pick, the Bills select Mendy Morrow, center, Arizona. The Vikings are now on the clock. Thank God it's picking up. This is how it should be going. Makes it bearable.
Yeah. Minnesota. Well, Minnesota took Luke Cobb, and then they took Robert Bleeker. So maybe they go safety here. They still need to help their secondary out, and there's some pretty good safeties left. Chad Walker, Jamal Barnes, Christopher Malone from TCU, Jonathan Norman from Virginia Tech.
Why is the draft wiki page no longer sortable? That's kind of a problem. Bucks are trying to move up. Vikings have selected Jamal Patton, defensive end, Purdue. Patriots are now on the clock.
Oh, going to a division rival of Inspiral. That's gotta be disheartening for him.
Patriots are now on the clock. Choose Patton. Apparently the Patriots wanted him.
Yeah.
So much dead silence is true. Because the draft's unnecessarily long. It's a shitty year. And nothing's happening.
People are taking so long to pick, and it's like the players left are like hardly even worth talking about.
It's like,
and it's only the end of the second round.
It's like the slow. It's the third round now. We've been in the third round for a while, actually. There's like, this is like by far one of the slowest drafts I've seen. It's crazy. Oh, you can hear my scroll wheel and shit. It's crazy. At least my mic hasn't muted itself in the last 45 minutes or so. The outside linebacker just got drafted 5'11", 253. I forgot.
He's shit-talking his own player that he just drafted.
Yeah, that's not a good thing that you're 5'11", 253.
For reference, I'm like 6'4", 255, and I'm kind of chubby.
That's fucking incredible. 5'11". He's like bulbous.
I think the Bucks are also trying to trade up to get Patton. Is that they were advertising moving up and then no longer want to.
Fuck, I don't know what to talk about. There's like literally nothing interesting. There's like no players I'm looking forward to. Well, the kicker. And maybe the quarterbacks.
Who do you think who's going to take the next running back? Because
Picks in, and we have our answer. With the 69th pick, nice. The New England Patriots select Daniel Hutchins, running back, Northern Illinois.
wow.
Cowboys are now on the clock.
I was just going to say Minnesota might have been a good place to try out a running back because they have absolute garbage position right now. But they skipped on him, screwed over the Patriots, and the Patriots screwed over themselves. I guess not really. They have Elvis Williams, I think, now, but he's kind of old, so maybe they're hoping this guy can.
That's actually like
fill in a little bit.
He's not going to be good. Like, there's no fucking way.
Yeah, I don't like him at all. I probably wouldn't have drafted him until like maybe the 5th round when you get contracts that are not guaranteed.
I don't understand. You have a guaranteed piece of garbage on your team.
Cowboys are on the clock. They might want to go right receiver. Joseph Thurston, maybe. I feel like he's the best available.
There's a lot of people I think that can go here. Yeah, I think this might be Thurston.
Thurston for Lemon.
I hope to God that before the 2026 draft, somebody makes a Daniel Hutchins greatest of all time Hall of Fame running back hype video that just has quote cutouts of me shitting on him in the draft. That would honestly be legendary. Lasercat says, I think he's going to be great. Wait, that's Jumanji. Same thing. Dallas has selected Antoine Mayfield, inside linebacker Syracuse. Ravens are now on the clock. I actually kind of like Mayfield a little bit, but he's a 77, so I don't think it really matters. I feel like that's somebody that, unless he really develops, will never really be relevant.
He's
Ravens claim they got sniped.
He's a will, and they just took a 2-gap DT, picking some guys that don't really fit their. They're not really fitting the same scheme, I think. So maybe they're just trying to pick the best player.
Baltimore has selected Toma Malifa, center from Tennessee. The Buccaneers are now on the clock. That's exactly how I feel about center drafts. Why didn't they take the other dude who went to the combine? Aaron Peterson. Oh wait, this guy went to the combine too, Toma Malifa. There was 5 centers at the combine? It's gotta be a record.
I feel like there was a year that there was at least that many. When I drafted Doherty, I think there was like 5.
Aaron Peterson is a 78, and then we have Richard Guthrie, 76.
We're this far in, and so many teams still need centers. It's like
The
the
Saints.
least empty position league, I think.
Saints were trying to draft only people named Toma to their offensive line. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have selected Ethan Champion, guard from USC. Bengals up on the clock. Giants are trying to trade down.
Cincinnati, I feel like might take a tight end here.
Yeah, I think this might actually be a tight end. This might be an interesting pick. Has potential. This could be Stephen Maloney or Damian Mason from Butler. Oh, the attribute for Dylan Aberderis is wrong on the interface. I think I fixed it in the thread.
Yeah, you did. He's just a blocking guy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's two Damian Mason. Wait, well, yeah, Damian Mason. What the fuck? That's confusing. Bengals have 3 minutes left. After this, we have Titans, Saints, Giants, Vikings, Chiefs. We're only 20 picks from the end already. Tomorrow's going to be rough. We should play like charades on air. Hopefully somebody will join us.
Yeah, it's going to be... See, we have from 97 until 246 tomorrow.
Oh my god.
Luckily, it's shorter times, so...
Yeah, it does go... I think last year it only took 3 hours or something the whole time. It was fast as shit. I remember that.
Last year we did 2 through 4 at first. Because it was like, all on one day, though. It was like we had an hour or two break between the round, like the days.
Why did we do it all in one day?
Because there was something going... I think it was like a holiday on Sunday or something.
Oh, that's possible. I think it was Memorial Day. No, it wasn't Memorial Day. Easter. It was Easter, I think. Cincinnati has selected Jameer Blackburn, wide receiver, Minnesota. The Titans are now on the clock.
I feel like he's an okay pick, I guess. I liked Thurston a lot more. I played against Blackburn once, actually twice, I think, and he didn't, like, our secondary was not very good, and he didn't really put up great numbers.
Well, we apparently drafted on the Super Bowl weekend.
Oh, yeah. Tennessee is up. Who'd they draft? They drafted Strauss. Tight end Hasten Ryder. I think that's it. So, wonder what they're going to go here. Maybe they're going to take... wait, no, the guards are pretty dead now. Maybe they go wide receiver. Thurston for Lemons. Trying to improve that offense for Thomas Wheeler. I like that pick, actually. I don't think Walker is
an amazing free safety prospect, but this late in the draft to get an 80 overall, it's pretty good, I think. Even if he's not going to start right away. Plus, he could. Safeties are pretty good on special teams too. So.
Oh, my mic was off, but it didn't matter because nothing of interest happened. Titans took Chad Walker. Saluda Mike dead might be the new trades aren't working on the interface. Babata says he's going to sit behind Alex Collins for a year or two, so seems alright to me.
Yeah, that's what I did last year, actually. I drafted a free safety in third who's going to sit 2 years and most likely become the starter at that point.
You're not re-signing Randall Jones?
Probably you won't be able to afford to.
Why? You could just cheat on your thing like the Redskins tried.
New Orleans picking again. They might need a tight end. They traded Spec Davidson as well, and I feel like the guy that they had last year was not all that great.
Why is the Penn State Ohio State thread on RCFB locked? Oh wow, they made a second half thread? Holy shit. Ah, Ohio State fans are booing an injured Penn State player. Classy. Fuck you.
Yeah, New Orleans had Patrick Glass as their tight end last year. He was a rookie. Only put up 337 yards and 4 touchdowns in a very highly passing offense. Not very great. Billingsley is not a good receiver according to his pro day, so I'm not sure that's who they go to.
Oh my good lord. With the 75th pick, the New Orleans Saints select kicker Jack Kirshner from Montana. Giants are now on the clock.
Interesting.
Why would you not take A.K. McGowan? I don't... The dude broke like fucking all kinds of records. And you know what he is. This is like a lesson in the overall thing, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, he had a good pro day, but doesn't always mean.
This is actually really close to the Aguirre pick. I think it's like, is it earlier?
I'm not sure.
I'm gonna look. It's pretty close. Well, that was 2 years ago. Damn, time flies. Aguirre was 67, so that was earlier.
Query was also an 83, and he was actually like knew his stats. So.
Damn, a kicker from Montana. I think the real Dolphins had a kicker from Montana for a little while. New England is up, by the way. And then it's Vikings, Chiefs, Browns, Vikings again, and Dolphins. Apparently the Saints also took Skip Gibson in the third. Which I don't remember at all. That would have been a long ass time ago.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Aguirre was an 84.
How many 84s have we had?
Him and Brian Brown. That's it. Actually, maybe Tyron Jones as well.
Who drafted both of those people?
Was Tyron Jones in 84?
No, he's 83, I think.
I think it was.
Holiday is apparently also from Montana via JUCO. With the 76th pick, the New England Patriots select Luke Trickett, quarterback, USC. Vikings are now on the clock.
Oh, did they trade up for that? That was
No, I don't. Yes, they did. Who was that originally?
his Giants.
They traded 2 fourth-rounders for the third.
Interesting.
So they want. They're going to try to let him learn behind
Darren Werner.
which is not the same kind of quarterback at all.
Interesting. Minnesota's up. I guess they still need a running back. Like, I don't know what they're gonna do there. They have.
Do they just not have one at all?
Sean Cole is their running back, and he was absolutely terrible on their team. Like he's not a terrible running back, but
Tyron Jones wasn't 84 apparently. So there's been 3. Yeah, why did the Patriots trade up for Trickett? That's what I don't understand. You could have easily had him in the 4th. The Browns apparently wanted him. With the 77th overall pick, the Minnesota Vikings select Isaac Wilson, running back, Georgia. Chiefs are now on the clock.
Oh.
The problem I have with Wilson, and he did have a lot of touchdowns, is that I actually was thinking about drafting him, so I looked into his stats quite a bit. He's like a pass-catching speed running back, but he's a power running back. It doesn't make any sense. Like, all his touchdowns are like edge rushes or receiving touchdowns, and he gets nothing up the middle. I don't really understand his attribute.
Yeah, his pro day reflected that.
He's like he's like a. I don't know. He can't be a slot receiver because he's like fat and tall, but he's like a pass catching guy. Bada says Sean Cole signed with Tampa in free agency.
Well, that's what they had last year, so.
What?
Minnesota, they had Sean Cole last year.
Oh, they don't have him again. So they have Sean Cole and Janoris Jackson. Matt Forte apparently is a good example of this dude. Bengals wanted him in the 4th. Heck is in. The Kansas City Chiefs select Justin Hill, wide receiver, Abilene Christian. Browns are now up.
This is the guy who had the typo on his shuttle or 3-cone.
I don't think Enmise knows that.
Yeah, no one can run a 2 point something.
That's like literally
shuttle.
impossible. Except that one dude from that video that was on our soccer the other day that I showed everyone that like ran the entire length of the field in 2 seconds.
Cleveland says guys get fucking hype.
Wait, did the Patriots just take Daniel Hutchins and then Luke Trickett? What the fuck?
Yep, they did.
Ew. With the 79th overall pick, the Cleveland Browns select A.K. McGowan, kicker, Penn State. Vikings are now on the clock.
Another overdrafted kicker. I don't know. Cleveland has shit special teams for a while, so maybe that's okay.
They've invested an absurd amount of time and effort with kickers. I think their last kicker was actually a 5th round pick, which makes it even more sad. Jumbo said, I should be ashamed of myself for being surprised that the Patriots are not well run. Vikings again.
Man, Vikings have a lot of picks.
Giants are upset that the kickers are all gone. So we got Vikings, Dolphins, Ravens, Falcons, Eagles, Broncos, and then I think it's me after that. Rams actually don't have a kicker at all.
Yeah, I would expect them to take the last 80 kicker.
So they didn't want to pay their kicker, and now they're fucked. I hope you find out and know what it feels like to lose because of a missed extra point.
I know what that's like.
Feels bad, man.
Against Denver this year, my second game, my kicker missed 2 field goals and an extra point.
I would just fire him on the spot. Like, I would take the cap.
He actually like kicked perfectly in the playoffs after that. So I don't know.
Vincent Comer is not that interesting to me for some reason. His name is also awful. I am hungry as fuck. I made a mistake not eating before we started.
Well, luckily, this is going to be the shortest day, probably. Well, I mean, yesterday was shorter, but...
No,
actually,
no. This is probably going to be shorter than yesterday.
But these picks are taking a long time, but...
If it ends in the next 40 minutes, this is shorter. Minnesota selects, at number 80, Christopher Malone, strong safety TCU. Miami's now on the clock.
Interesting. Still getting 80 players in near the end of the third. I guess this is like the middle of the third.
Honestly, like, when they're talking about this in Shoutbox, I think at this point, I'm not even going to criticize people for taking kickers in a second, because this draft class is literally so terrible, I think you just take whatever the fuck you want and you think is good for your fit. Like, totally doesn't matter to the overall. Unless you're taking, like, 60s, I'm not going to criticize anything you do at this point. It's fucking like, this class is so bad. The Patriots are trying to trade Brad Davis.
Good luck. I'm not even sure he'd get signed if he was a free agent.
You should leave him out on the sidewalk and see if any birds pick up the bread. And Mize is trying to move up from 106. God, I'm yawning now. This is not good. Because fuck this class. We got Dolphins, Ravens, Falcons, Eagles, Broncos, Colts, and then I don't know who's after that. It's 49ers. The Miami Dolphins select Aaron Peterson, center, Virginia Tech. The Ravens are now on the clock. Does this mean that Haskell Moore is done? I drafted him.
Maybe it's just they need a backup.
Haskell Moore might be kind of old. That dude was like humongous, is all I remember. He's like 6'8" or something.
He's 6'8" center. He's an 81 6-year player.
Oh.
He's not the best.
Damn, he's been in the league for 6 years.
Yeah, these players are getting old, man.
That's actually kind of crazy. I remember when I drafted him. He's played like fucking... like 80 games of NFLHC. It's nuts. Oh yeah, there's 2 kickers in the NFL now named McGowan. Baltimore has selected Samuel Sands, inside linebacker, Vanderbilt. My nickname in my head for him is Comic Sans.
I actually hate that guy. When I saw his pro day, I was like, this guy is absolute trash. He's on.
Well then.
He's like a well, I guess. Wait, maybe I'm thinking of someone else. Let me look real quick. Pretty sure it was this guy, but. Yeah, I think it was. It was this guy. I really didn't like him. Felt like he was pretty bad. But I mean, I don't think he's going to be a starter for them. So. Oh, Atlanta's pick is in, I guess. Are you there, Selena?
It is 83rd overall pick is Joseph Thurston, wide receiver, Michigan State. Eagles on the clock.
At this point, I feel like that's value.
Yeah,
It's like
probably.
it's not bad. Phillies up. I think they might have also been interested in him, to be honest.
I'm pretty happy with Thurston, apparently.
Philly, they took Miller, and I think they took an O-line.
Jumbo wanted the Dolphins to take Thurston, so it'd be Thurston for Lemons, too.
They took Tavares Jackson, and so maybe they're going to go. I think they need a center. Maybe that's something they'll go for.
Eagles have 2.5 minutes left. I wonder if they're trying to trade this, actually.
Let's see. SF picks twice in the next 10 picks.
Saquon Barkley, and many people.
Yeah, there's almost we're getting close to the end here.
2 minutes left.
The Jets are interested in trading up. Maybe they're in talks.
1 minute left. Woo, Penn State touchdown. Woo.
Pick is in.
With the 84th pick, the Philadelphia Eagles select Demetrius Kirkpatrick, strong safety, Southern Miss. The Broncos are now on the clock.
That's that combine warrior guy, right?
I was thinking about maybe drafting him by the time it got around to me, but I figured he'd be gone. Yeah, he's like he had a really good combine, but his overall's low.
Third round, I mean, mid-third round is...
Yeah.
77 isn't even that bad. We had one go in the second.
No, yeah, I don't think it's that bad. Like I said, I actually kind of wanted him. The depth at strong safety right now is actually pretty solid.
Yeah. Denver's picking. We might see them take a strong safety. I mentioned it before. They kind of could use some depth there. Might also see them take a chance on another FCS player, Kevin O'Neal, maybe. The wide receiver from Portland State.
Oh, I forgot he was still on the board.
Still no one's taking a fullback either. Maybe they'll take the long snapper, Kirk Fitzpatrick. 2 Fitzpatricks in a row. Oh wait,
The problem with the long snapper and both the specialists is that they take up a roster spot, and I turned injuries up, so
yeah.
Those people are useless. You can't play the returners at wide receiver. You can't play the long snapper at anything else. It's helpful, but I don't know if it's worth it.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're all specialized. Like, if they were hybrids, maybe they'd be useful at something else, but...
Kevin O'Neal apparently has every red flag. Injury and drugs or something.
Oh yeah, he has personal conduct and elevated injury risk.
That's shitty. And he's in FCS.
He is 6'5", though. I mean, can't coach that. Maybe they think of tight end here. I know they have a good one, but always good to have depth.
Denver has selected Shamar Addison, outside linebacker, Florida State. The Colts are now on the clock.
That was one of their bigger needs, outside linebacker, but I don't think this guy is a starter right away. Maybe in a couple of years. Indy is on the clock. They just took Malachi Douglas, so their corner need is, well, it wasn't even really much of a need. I could see them going for one of these strong safeties here, maybe Jonathan Parker from Boise. Guy is pretty big. 6'3", 208, 79 overall.
There's only 7 more picks, I think. Eight more picks.
Honestly, they could go for a tight end too. They don't really have much at tight end. Shane Kaufman, 80 overall. He's unhappy. Third year.
Ubada is pointing out that Shamar Addison is the worst 5-star rated player. He's a 77. For being a 5 out of 5.
Wow. Yeah, that doesn't bode well. Was he? I guess he was at the combine. If he's 77.
Colts have 3 minutes left.
Let's see. He was the slowest outside linebacker. He had a pretty good vert. Not a great bench. And his agility drills were like okay. Actually, yeah, it was okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. That's a great pick. I'm honestly not really liking Denver's draft too much so far, but I feel like they're taking a lot of risks on their players right now.
Colts are using it full time.
Yeah, like I was saying, they have a tight end need. They don't really have anyone worth mentioning at tight end, and I'm not sure Shea is like a big tight end guy, but he hasn't really had somebody to throw to there, so maybe Steve Maloney.
I don't really like any of the tight ends. Indianapolis Colts select Jonathan Norman, strong safety, Virginia Tech. 49ers are now on the clock.
Well, I did say safety was one of the options. Apparently Dallas was interested in him.
You know what I've noticed with this year's draft? I think this is the year maybe where we finally hit the point where free agency gets you more stars quicker than draft, which is realistic. I think this is the year where it happened.
Yeah, this year was one of the most intriguing free agencies we've had, and
It's
the draft
gonna be like
is
this
just
from now on, I think.
The draft is pretty shit, but I feel like certain teams are still if you're a really good team and you drafted well, you're still gonna have to forego free agency for the most part.
49ers said, y'all about to hate this pick. It's a kicker, I'm sure. The 87th overall pick, San Francisco 49ers select Vincent Comer, kicker, Notre Dame. The Lions are now on the clock.
I wonder if they did that. I mean, I know their kicker has not been amazing, but I wonder if they did that because they were worried about their division rival, the Rams, taking a kicker a couple picks later.
The Rams are so fucked. I don't really like Comer, but whatever. His pro stuff doesn't look good. I think he was good in college.
Well, I was looking at him a little while ago because the other kickers got drafted, and his pro day was pretty good. It's not as good as the other two, but the Lions are up. Not sure what they are looking for. Maybe. Oh, they already picked.
The Lions have drafted. Oh my god. Lions have selected Kofi Neal, free safety, Michigan State. The Ravens.
More Michigan State people.
His entire secondary is going to be Michigan State players.
Well, they did pass on the corner, to be fair.
to take.
Oh yeah, they didn't take him. That's true. Still.
Baltimore's on the clock.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything for a second because it's my pick coming up.
All right.
I'm researching.
Let's see.
Oh, pick's actually in. Fuck. With the 89th pick, Baltimore selects Sean Waller, wide receiver, USC.
A lot of people like this guy. I'm not sure about him. He has good size though, and he was he was okay at USC. I feel like he overperformed his rating a little bit. Might be a good long-term prospect. Probably won't make an immediate impact, but not a terrible pick. I'm not really sure what Jacksonville's going to do here. Maybe take a backup running back.
Yeah, my pick's
Keel.
My pick's in. With the 90th overall pick, the Jaguars have selected Owen Walton, running back, Ohio. The Dallas Cowboys are now on the clock.
You were talking about 5'7" running backs. This guy's 5'6".
I know, but
219 pounds.
I know he's fat and short, but like I literally just need running back depth, and this draft is garbage. Like there's nothing in free agency. I'm sure this dude's gonna be bad. I'm actually like fairly convinced. He's way too short, but I don't know. I literally just need running back depth. I had fucking Bobby Given. I'm not doing that shit again. Brady Sapp had 0.8 yards per carry last year. 0.8. He didn't even have one.
Yeah, that's pretty horrendous.
Like I literally just need a backup running back. I don't give a fuck. I don't want to get stuck with like the rest of the garbage that's here. So the dude's too short, but he's a power running back. He's not a speed. He's not a pass catcher. I don't know. He might still be okay for a little while. That is really short though. Holy shit. Surprisingly, actually, the kicker that the 49ers took is also only 5'7". Yes, he's a kicker, but that's really fucking short.
Yeah, don't expect him to make many special teams tackles.
Damn, like, what does somebody who's 5'6", 219 look like? That's gotta be, like, fucking... That's, like, close to my weight and almost a foot shorter. I don't like Jaden Huff because I don't like any LSU players.
Dallas, they've been picking. I'm not really sure about the draft. I'm not super high on it.
You know what I might actually do? I might legitimately take 2 running backs, or maybe even 3, and see what happens. I wanted to take Davy Jones for the memes, but he's a 73.
You could always trade a 7 for Levante Jackson.
Shut up.
Yeah, he's like not terrible. Last he started, it was like 3.8 yards per carry.
I hope somebody picks up Brady Given.
Yeah, that link you just posted doesn't even work. In mine. I know the Giants are trying to trade up right now.
Giants have been trying to trade up for a long time.
Yeah. I wonder who they're trying to get. Maybe
Why did
I have a feeling I know who it is, but
Why does the 49ers have 2 picks in a row coming up? They have like they have the Packers pick, but what from?
I'm not sure.
Eddie Lacy is 5 inches taller and 35 pounds heavier. Isn't that seems about
yeah.
right? It's like the right scale. Dallas' time is about to run out.
Just pick a fucking player.
Yeah, it's like literally, it's actually gonna run out.
Some pretty good punters in this draft too. Like that Oregon State guy looks really good. Maybe the best Oregon State player ever, aside from Ryan Clark.
What are you talking about? Dallas has selected Noah Tubbs, strong safety, Syracuse. Rams on the clock.
Great name, Noah Tubbs. Sounds like he's from Florida or something.
What?
Like the Alabama part of Florida.
Why?
I don't know, I just associate Tubbs with that area.
I don't at all.
I don't know why. But. Rams are on the clock, wishing they had a kicker to draft.
Just nothing left. Holy shit.
Not really sure what the Rams are going to do here. Maybe they'll take a chance on one of these running backs. Kalai Keel, maybe. I don't like Holland at all. The guy was not very good in SMU, I feel like. Maybe Jaden Huff.
Giants are panic trying to move up.
Yeah, I think I know who they want. I didn't ask them, but.
Rams have 1.5 minutes left. With the 92nd pick, the Los Angeles Rams have selected Kevin O'Neal, wide receiver, Portland State. The Seahawks are now on the clock.
Interesting. Big old target receiver. Has some issues, but they have the depth at wide receiver where they probably can afford
This
to.
is, I mean, if this guy works out, this is, well, Peck's replacement.
Maybe. I believe they're trying to get rid of Banta, so maybe he'll be starting sooner rather than later.
Rome's wondering who's winning day 2. No one is winning day 2. This is a nightmare I'd never wake up from.
Seattle.
We only have 3 picks left. Yeah, 3 picks. Right? Why do you have 96?
That's my pick.
Oh, no, you're 95.
Yeah, 95.
I was like, why do you have the Packers pick? With the 93rd pick, the Seattle Seahawks have selected Gabriel Hightower, strong safety, North Carolina. 49ers are now on the clock. This was actually my alternative to Owen Walton.
I like his name.
I do too. I don't know anything about him. Like, that would have been a complete blind draft pick for me.
Yeah, North Carolina players are tough because they suffered without a coach for so long. But they have like no hype, and if they are good, it's just like you don't know if it's like for real. Like when the AI was coaching them, so. All right, topic for the panel to discuss: more talent, round 4 tomorrow or round 14 in 2014.
All right, let me look at the round 14 in 2014 and see if any of these people are relevant.
Pick us in.
With the 94th pick of the 2021 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select Randall Marcus, defensive end, Youngstown State. The Raiders are now on the clock.
Well, that is exactly who the Giants were trying to trade up for. So
The guy has no stat.
I know it actually wasn't who I was thinking, but that's who he told me. So.
All right, I'm going to go with... I've never heard of any of these people from the 2014 14th round, except Natrone Laird. And I remember Randy Slutzker because he has a funny name. That's about it. So I'm going to go with this round. Holy shit. I never forget the 2014 draft. This draft is better than the shit we were going through then. So 2 more picks, and then tomorrow, same time, for the worst shit. Please, Neo or somebody else, come for memes.
Alright, pick is in.
With the whatever pick, the Raiders select David Oates, quarterback, Washington State. 49ers are now on the clock. He looked not great with like all his shit.
Well, I need a backup that's better than Charlie Walter. There's not really much here, and I don't want to sign a free agent. Plus the memes.
What meme? Oh no, Holland Oates. It happened.
This is the last pick of this round, last pick of today.
My little shoutbox feed on the stream just died. It gave up on this too. I can't believe David Oates got taken in the 3rd round. With the last pick of the 3rd round, the San Francisco 49ers select Thomas Chandler, center, Alabama. All right. Well, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Fuck everything about this
All right.
day.
4 o'clock again tomorrow.
Tomorrow will be
Good night.
official meme day, so tune in for fun. See you later.
See ya.